detailed study of the general nomenclature of tariff products based on harmonized system. Part 2. Section 7, Plastics and articles thereof, Rubber and articles thereof. This section is composed of chapters 39 and 40, which include materials, products and books traded in significant international trade. When reading the two notes in this section, it is clear that the sets consisting of separate products that are falling in part or in whole under chapters 39 and or 40, which after mixing constitute a product falling within section 6 or section 7, are subject to compliance with the three conditions, namely, that the components of the assortment are recognizable as being intended to be used together, either after mixing or at the same time, without the need for prior reconditioning. The elements in question must be presented for customs clearance at the same time. These elements must be considered as complementary to each other, because of their quantities and by their nature. Chapter 39, Plastics and articles thereof. This chapter is divided into two parts, a subchapter 1, which includes polymers in primary forms, which are made up of molecules characterized by the repetition of one or more types of monomer units. These primary forms of polymers include polyacetates, polyesters, polyamides, resins, silicones and cellulose, divided into 14 positions in numbers 39, 01 to 39, 14. B subchapter 2 includes waste, pairings and scrap of plastics from number 39, 15, semi-finished products and certain plastic articles. Chapter 40, Rubber and articles thereof, includes the different types of rubber, whether vulcanized or unvulcanized, cured or unhardened and in all forms. Section 8, Skins, leather, furskins and articles thereof, saddlery and harness, travel goods, handbags and similar containers, articles of animal gut. In addition to hides, skins, leather, furskins and articles made of these materials, this section includes other articles and articles made of other materials such as fabric, cardboard, rubber, plastics, etc. Guts, bladders and animal tendons. Articles made of any material, listed in the first part of heading number 4202, such as trunks, suitcases, satchels, cases for apparatus and instruments, etc. Chapter 41, Skins and hides. This chapter covers raw hides and skins, included in numbers 41.01 to 41.03, of animals, excluding hides and skins covered with their hair or feathers or down. Tender crusted hides and skins, not further prepared, falling within numbers 41.04 to 41.06. In this respect, it should be pointed out that, before being tanned, hides and skins are subjected to soaking, delimming and rinsing operations, which make it possible to soften them, to remove conservation salt and the products used for their depilation. These various tanning processes are carried out separately, however for some treatments of raw hides and skins, they can be carried out in combination. This heading does not include imitations of leather not containing natural leather, such as coated fabrics of Chapter 59, paper and paperboard of Chapter 48, rubber of Chapter 40 and plastics of Chapter 39. Chapter 42, Articles of leather, saddlery and harness, travel goods, handbags and similar containers, articles of animal gut. This chapter essentially consists of A. Articles of natural leather, B. Articles of composition leather, and C. Articles of gut, bladders or tendons. It should be noted that this chapter also includes a large number of articles in materials other than leather, such as saddlery and harness for animals, furskins, cloth or other materials in number 4201, trunks, suitcases, cases and all materials for appliances, leather goods, sheathing, travel items, pocket items, spectacle cases, wallets, purses, cigarette cases for example. Chapter 43 Furskins and Furs, Artificial Fur. This chapter includes A. Raw pelts and parts of raw pelts, of all animals, the most appreciated of which are mink, foxes and seals. Raw furskins presented in their natural state, whether or not cleaned, preserved from deterioration by drying, salting or subjected to a or scarring operations, are also considered to be raw. Be tanned or dressed hides and skins, but not assembled, cut or otherwise worked for a particular purpose, ready to be used as such, for example as carpets. This heading does not include sewn assemblies in the form of finished garments, clothing accessories or trimmings, or assemblies made of other materials such as fabric. Section 9 Wood, Charcoal and Articles of Wood, Cork and Articles of Cork, Manufacturers of Straw or Basketry. Chapter 44 Wood, Charcoal and Articles of Wood. This chapter includes wood, manufactured products and certain other articles of wood, as well as charcoal. The products in this chapter form four major groups, namely, A. Rough wood, as cut roughly squared or simply split, B. Semi-finished wood, in this case, wood sawn, sliced or peeled, planed, sanded, or glued and sheets for plywood. C. Particle boards made from chips, wood particles, which are agglomerated with organic binders, such as oriented strand boards, and wafer boards. D. Various wooden articles such as wooden frames for paintings, photographs or mirrors, crates, boxes, pallets, tool frames and handles, joinery works, carpentry parts. Chapter 45 Cork and Articles of Cork. This chapter includes natural cork, which is a light, waterproof, flexible, elastic and poor conductor of heat and sound. This chapter also includes agglomerated cork, which is obtained by crushed cork agglomeration operations, with a binder rubber, glue, tar, plastic, or without a binder at a high temperature. Chapter 46 Articles of Straw or Basketry. This chapter is divided into two parts. A. Heading number 46, 01 Braids and similar articles of plaiting materials, whether or not assembled into strips, plaiting materials, for example, mats and screens. B. Heading number 46.02 Basket work made directly to shape from materials, to be braided or made up using the articles of heading number 46.01. Section 10 Pulp of wood or other fibrous cellulosic materials, recycled paper or paperboard waste and scrap paper and its applications. This section is subdivided into three chapters number 47, 48 and 49, which follow one another according to the evolution of the degree of processing and working of wood fiber. As its wording indicates, this section 10 of the system is reserved for wood pulp or other cellulosic fibrous materials, paper or cardboard for recycling. Chapter 47 Pulp of wood or other fibrous cellulosic material, paper or paperboard for recycling. This chapter includes cellulosic fibrous pulp, obtained from vegetable products rich in cellulose. Pulp that is the subject of significant international trade is pine, fir and poplar wood pulp. Depending on how they are prepared, wood pulp is known as mechanical pulp, chemical pulp, semi-chemical pulp or chemomechanical pulp. Other materials than wood are also used as raw materials for the manufacture of wood pulp for the paper or cardboard industry. Chapter 48 Paper and Paperboard, Articles of Paper Pulp, of paper or of paperboard. The term paper covers both paper and cardboard, regardless of their thickness or weight. The paper consists of cellulosic fibers of the pulp of Chapter 47, entangled and agglomerated in sheet form. Chapter 48 is entirely devoted to paper, cardboard, and articles of cellulose pulp, paper or paperboard. It covers several articles obtained from wood pulp or other fibrous materials of Chapter 47. Chapter 49 Products of the publishing, press or other graphic industries, handwritten or typed texts and plans. This chapter is reserved for articles containing prints or illustrations, such as products of the publishing, press or other graphic industries, handwritten or typed texts and plans. In addition to books, newspapers, brochures, advertising materials, engravings, this chapter includes other articles, commonly also on paper, such as decals, postcards, greeting cards, calendars, postage stamps. Section 11. Textile materials and articles thereof. Section 11 of the Harmonized System is entirely devoted to textiles and textile articles, divided into 14 chapters. It consists first of all of a series of 13 legal notes inherent to the section itself. The structure of Section 11 consists of 14 chapters numbered from 50 to 63. In this respect, it should be noted that these 14 chapters can be divided into two parts. 1. Chapters 50 to 55 Textile Fibers, Ordinary Yarns and Fabrics. 2. Chapters 56 to 63 Special Fabrics, Knitted or Crocheted Fabrics and Made-up Articles. The first part shows in order the different textile materials, in other words, those of animal origin, those of vegetable origin, and those of chemical origin, in the form of fibers, ordinary yarns and ordinary fabrics in the following order. Chapter 50 Silk. Chapter 51 Wool, fine or coarse animal hair, horsehair yarn and woven fabrics. Chapter 52 Cotton. Chapter 53 Other vegetable textile fibers, paper yarn. Chapter 54 Synthetic or artificial filaments. Chapter 55 Synthetic or artificial staple fibers. The second part is devoted to textile products other than fibers, ordinary yarns, in other words, special yarns and fabrics, made-up articles or knitwear, for example. No distinction is made between the textile materials that make up the articles, which are classified in this part according to the textile material from which they are made. Chapter 56 Wadding, felt and non-wovens, special yarns, twine, cordage, ropes and cables. Chapter 57 Carpets and other textile floor coverings. Chapter 58 Special fabrics, textile surfaces, lace, tapestries, embroidery. Chapter 59 Impregnated, coated, covered or laminated fabrics. Chapter 60 Knitted or crocheted fabrics. Chapter 61 Articles of apparel and clothing accessories, knitted or crocheted. Chapter 62 Articles of apparel and clothing accessories, other than knitted or crocheted. Chapter 63 Other made-up textile articles, sets, worn clothing and rags.